G'day everyone, welcome to All Round Adventures again. It's a quick video today. Obviously I didn't walk you through the rebuild of the 250f engine here, but you can see she's all fresh, she's all been rebuilt. So new piston, case is opened, it's got a new crank in it. It's all been done. So today though, new valves. The minute I'm just about to lap these in, so just have a quick video, show you an easy way to do that. Obviously, even if you don't have the little suction tool to stick onto the top of the valve, I'll show you an easy way to do that. Yep, alright. Now just quickly before we get into that, just wanted to show you guys with these Yamaha 250f or WR 5 valve heads, obviously the 3 valves here being the intake ones. Now one thing you got to note, like these here are Pro X replacement ones, so they're steel, they're not the titanium originals. So when you put these in, you want to get the matching spring set with them, because obviously they're a heavier valve. You know, more for longevity, you're going for the stainless steel valves or whatever, but you need the springs to match because they're a different rate in which they lift it. Obviously titanium being lighter, so you definitely want to do that. The other thing is this center valve here is going to be a mil or two. I don't remember the exact measurement, but I did measure them, but it's going to be smaller than the other two. So often the original ones have a marking on them, like a color, orange or green or whatever it be, but these ones don't on the top or the bottom. So what you want to do is measure the length of them to make sure that you've got the correct ones in the correct places, so that you avoid any sort of failures of the valves colliding with one another underneath. Yeah, so that's just a tip for those that haven't done them before or unsure. Make sure you measure them. I mean, the exhaust ones are going to be the same, but it's these 3 here, the intake. This one's slightly shorter. So yeah, just so you get them in the correct order to avoid any sort of contact with the valves or whatever, failures. Just remember that. So something to take into mind. Now with these, if you don't have the suction cap for lapping them in, what I've done, a piece of hose, stuck a bit of cloth in the end there, a bit of Chuck's cloth or whatever. That's just to grip the valve lightly. Now I have seen people put this end on the drill and lap them in and out while it's spinning. You can do that, but the valve grinding paste does grind them down pretty quickly, so I wouldn't recommend that you do that. Just better to do it by hand. I mean, usually unless the seats are buggered in here and need to be recut, they probably only need a light lapping anyway. Mine, I did hold them up to the light and look through the ports, and I could see that they weren't sitting and meeting perfectly. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw a bit of lapping paste in there. So we'll flip that around for you. That's what I'm using, valve grinding paste. It's about 14 bucks. I mean, you'll do 1001 valves with that. You use the tiniest amount in there because it's, you know, like a sandpaper consistency in there, gritty. So yeah, you just want to put a little bit on there. All right. It's a tiny little amount. Even that's probably too much. Just gonna rub it around in the top surface here. I'll take that valve out, actually, make it a bit easier. Obviously make sure that you thoroughly, once you've done this, you take your valves back out. I mean, at this point you obviously haven't put your springs and retainers and all of that stuff in, so basically you just take these back out, spray this out clean, you know, some carby clean, brake clean, whatever, but you want to make sure there's none of that compound in there, because otherwise while the engine's operating you're just going to be grinding like crazy. So I'll just flip this around. Alright, I'll show you what we're doing here. Hang on, can I get the camera in there? Alright, so we're just pushing this onto the top of the valve there, and then just gonna, I'm sure you can hear that, it's spinning that around. We just had a bit of a malfunction there. Alright, so you can see this valve here turning. It doesn't need a great deal of, I mean, you can hold your finger on it and spin it, but you can hear it grinding away anyway. What I like to do is grind them like this and then push it out a little, pull it back in, push them out a little, go back in. It's just, I think, gives a better, make sure you've got the whole area seated in. So push him out, pull him back in. Like I said, you can hear that grinding pace, so it's, I mean, you wouldn't want to use a drill on that. I tend to find you can sort of hear that it's got a consistent rim around it, so yeah, that's probably it for that one. And then obviously you just repeat that process for the rest of them. So yeah, that's basically it. If you need to lap your valves in, that's how it's done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment or subscribe if you feel. Alright, thanks.